Greetings. This is Yirser Ra Hotep, and I am here with another session of our Kemetic Yoga. Kemetic Yoga for men's. And so we're going to begin. Today we are going to focus on practices that we can do that are more specifically for men. Now, all yoga men can do, okay? But oftentimes men may feel uncomfortable in a class with women. Men may feel uncomfortable because they feel like they don't have the same flexibility as a woman does, or they feel like they need to have flexibility before they begin the practice of yoga. And so, first of all, I want to dispel some of those myths. You practice yoga because you want to, you don't really practice yoga because you want to become more flexible. Becoming more flexible is a side effect of the practice of yoga. But your goal is to become more healthy. Yoga increases blood circulation throughout your entire body. Yoga helps to balance your hormones, right? Yoga helps to decrease things like inflammation in the body. Now, the last time I talked about this, at the end of the session, people were asking me, well, what can I do for the prostate gland? Everything that we do in yoga is good for the prostate gland, right? Because men have this thing called the prostate gland, and the prostate often begins to act up, especially when you get past, 30, 40, 50 years old. Men start having issue with the prostate gland. And it's not because of the age that you are, it's because of how we've been treating our body, things that we've been consuming, things that we've been putting into our bodies, and also on a very important level is stress. So everything that we're learning is going to have a positive effect on the prostate gland, okay? It's going to have a positive effect upon all the glands throughout your entire body. So it is not simply the prostate. I mean, it is not simply, you don't need something specific, even though we're going to do things which are specifically going to target this area of the body, where the prostate gland is, down between the, from the navel at the top down to the pubic bone at the bottom. But so that's what we're going to work into. So, but number one, if you are a male or a female and you want to improve your overall health, you can't just look at one organ or one particular issue that you have. We have to look at ourselves holistically. And so from a holistic perspective, we're looking at our overall health. So the first principle of attaining health from a holistic perspective is reducing and managing stress. Stress is something that is always there. You will always have stress, especially if you have skin like this. You are going to experience stress because of the fact that stress is a built-in feature of the social construct that that we live under. Okay, and so if you're a human being, you're going to experience stress. If you're a human being with dark skin, you're going to have additional stress or additional sources of stress that you have to navigate and deal with. Okay, so in terms of dealing with stress, the first thing that we learn how to do in the practice of yoga is controlled, deep breathing. Okay. Now, because the prostate gland responds to stress, too much stress is going to cause a negative effect upon the prostate gland. Okay. And stress also causes us to do things like smoke cigarettes, drink, eat bad food, a lot of other things, right? That contribute to the poor health of the body overall and the prostate gland in particular, okay, in males, okay? In females, it is uh, um, affecting the uterus. It's affecting the production of fibroids, uterine fibroids. So those are the twin sides in male and female of the effect of stress combined with a poor adaptation or reaction or response to stress, which means that we are consuming foods and other products, other substances, which are very deleterious to our health. Okay. So that's number one. We have to deal with our stress. And so the first thing that you have to learn how to do is to breathe properly. So, as with all of our sessions, we're going to begin with how to breathe right, how to breathe correctly. Okay. And so when we breathe, we have to, number one, understand that we are raised in a culture which does everything opposite from the way it's supposed to be done. That includes breathing. We breathe opposite than how it's supposed to be done. If you were in the Boy Scouts, if you were in the Army or the military of some sort, you would, or even in gym class, right? They said, breathe in. And they told you to stick up your chest, stick your chest out. Okay, number one, that's opposite to how you should breathe. When you breathe, it's like filling a glass up with water. The water goes down to the bottom of the glass and it fills the glass up to the top. So we have a muscle around right here called the diaphragm. That muscle controls the expansion and the contraction of our lungs. When we breathe, we want to learn to push the abdomen. We want to learn how to push the diaphragm down and expand the abdomen. So we want the abdomen to expand first because, again, it's like filling a glass up with water. The water goes to the bottom and then it rises up to the top. So we want to feel the abdomen expand. We want to feel the midsection expand. And then we want to feel the chest area expand. So we fill up from the bottom to the top. Okay. Not only does this give us an increased lung capacity because we're utilizing the entire lung, but we are also in that process massaging the internal organs. Okay. So when we breathe in and we expand the abdomen, and when we breathe out, we contract the abdomen, we are massaging the stomach, the colon, the intestines, the liver, the spleen, the prostate gland, the kidneys, the uterus in the female, right? So we are working those organs. We are expanding and contracting. So everything that we're going to do today, I want you to do it with the intention and with the understanding. Keep this in your mind that as you go through the movements and postures, as you inhale and expand, and as you exhale and contract, you are causing this motion to massage those internal organs, to squeeze old air. I mean, not old air, but old blood out of those organs and to allow new blood to come in. Okay, that's what's happening with the prostate. So don't ask me at the end, what are we going to do for the prostate gland? You're doing it for the prostate gland. Everything that we're doing is working the prostate, having a positive effect upon the prostate. So the expansion and the contraction of the abdomen as we inhale and exhale is breaking up congestion in the prostate, in the liver, in the colon, in the intestines, the kidneys, all of the other organs throughout the body, right? Also, we are lowering stress. If we have an issue with the prostate or any other organ or system within the body, okay, when we are in a state of stress, that is what is called fight or flight. The body is not repairing itself. The body has a natural capacity to repair itself, right? If you get a cut on your finger, for example, you could just, clean it off and wait a couple of days and the cut will go away, right? Because it'll heal itself. Our bodies can heal itself, but we have to create the right conditions. The more stress we are under, the less the body engages in healing. The body has resources, right? The body devotes resources to the process of healing. Healing means repairing tissues. Healing means activating the immune system to send fighter cells into the bloodstream to detect viruses, bacterias, cancerous cells that have the potential to turn into cancerous tumors, to identify them and to attack them and to destroy them, okay, to neutralize them. They crush them, they destroy the nucleus of their cell so that their genetic material can be destroyed and cannot come back to multiply and cause you to be sick. When you are under stress, your body does not carry out that process because your body is devoting its resources to carrying out other processes like survival. So when you are under stress, your body is saying, I am going to send resources to help you to release stored fats and stored sugars from your body so that those stored fats and those stored sugars can go into your bloodstream and can give you strength, can give you energy when you have to run and when you have to fight, right? Because that's what is called fight or flight. Because your body is perceiving that you are under stress. To your body, stress doesn't mean I'm just reading my gas bill because I live in Texas and my gas bill is $10,000. That's not stress to your body. Your body is perceiving that it is under attack of a physical attack that can cause physical damage. And so your body is responding in that way as if it is possible that it's going to be damaged physically. So it's giving you the energy by releasing certain substances into your body that allow you to run faster or to fight harder, to give you more strength in order to carry out these things. And so resources that would normally go towards your body repairing tissues, fighting off disease, and so on and so forth, is not going to happen. Okay, so these are principles, that you have to understand if you really want to become healthier, you really want to create longevity, that managing stress is the key. Okay. And men have to learn this, right? So we need to have a basic understanding of physiology. We need to have a basic understanding of the physiology of stress, right? How does stress operate? How does stress work? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the physics. We're talking about the anatomy. We're talking about the mechanics of how stress works, the chemistry of how stress works. Okay. And so, and so breathing, slow, controlled, deep breathing activates the relaxation response. The relaxation response is the opposite of the stress response. Okay? When we activate the relaxation response, we return the body to a state where tissue repair, immune activity in terms of fighting off disease agents and disease processes within the body are returned, right? So we bring ourselves back to the state where we are repairing ourselves as opposed to be preparing to fight or to run, okay? And so that's why controlled deep breathing is key. And so this is key to overall health. It is the first step to ensuring the health of the internal organs, of which the prostate is a member of the internal organs, right? It's one of them. The uterus of a woman is one of your internal organs. The reproductive system is part of the systems of your body, okay? So we have to begin with stress management, and we achieve stress management through controlled deep breathing, through meditation, and through the performance of our movements and our postures. Okay? So let's begin with controlled deep breathing. So in Kemetic Yoga, what do? We begin with laying on the floor, laying on the back, and we start with what we call cleansing breath. Okay? Now, the rationale or the purpose, the reasoning behind cleansing breath is that we are trying to um, activate our breathing. We are trying to activate the respiratory system, okay? And we want to cleanse old air that can become trapped in the lungs, in some of the crevices and cavities within the lungs. The lungs are very complex structure. So you have different places within the lungs where air can become trapped, right? But what are the lungs? The lungs are made up of billions of tiny little air sacs, okay? And the lungs have different sections to them. So you have these billions of tiny little air sacs. Each one of those air sacs receives oxygen. Each one of those tiny air sacs has blood vessels in them. And when you breathe in, the oxygen or the air that we take in goes into those air sacs. It goes into it actually goes into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream carries them into the tiny capillaries or tiny blood vessels in those air sacs, and then it's distributed throughout the entire body, right? So, um, so um, doing cleansing breath, we are releasing old stale air, and we allow the introduction of new fresh air. Okay, so as we talked about before, you want to have something to sit on. So you're going to have this like a pillow or something underneath you. This is just a bolster. And we're gonna sit with the buttocks on top of the bolster, the legs crossed. You can either put another pillow under your feet, or you can just have your feet on the floor. And so you want to have your buttocks up higher than your feet when you are in this sitting position. Because a lot of men, as we talked about before, they have stiff knees, stiff ankles, stiff hips, so on and so forth. And so so you want to be able to sit up. You want to be able to elevate your buttocks, elevate your hips, your sit bones above your feet, above your ankles. Okay? Now take your right index finger, find your navel. Take your right hand and put it on your lower abdomen right below your navel. So my navel is here and my hand is here below it. Then my other hand is going to come here on the back. So I got my right hand, left hand on the back of the right. Okay? I'm going to breathe in through the nose. I want to expand where my lower abdomen is. I'm going to breathe in, expand the abdomen, hold the breath, and then breathe out through the mouth. Close the mouth. Breathe in slowly. Open the mouth and breathe out. Close the mouth and breathe in. Open the mouth, breathe out. So we're trying to squeeze all of the air out of the lungs. Let's try it 3 more times. Breathe in through the nose. Hold it. Let your mouth open. Breathe out. Now close your mouth and breathe into your nose. Hold it. Open your mouth while you hold your breath, and then exhale. Close your mouth. Now breathe in through your nose. Hold it. Open your mouth and breathe out. Okay? So that is introduction to the cleansing breath. Okay? I need to make sure I plug in my computer. I forgot to do that. I don't want it to die on us. Okay. Sorry. So now what I want you to do is to come onto your back, and I want you to perform the same breathing while lying on the back. Now, also, I know you all probably don't have these things, at your house or with you now or in your possession, but it's good to have some aids when you're doing relaxation. So this is called a bolster. This is a small bolster. The one I'm sitting on is a little bit larger bolster. And so you could use this, you could use these to assist you in relieving stress from your back and your legs. And so one of the things you can do is to place a smaller bolster, or you can take a towel and roll it up, put it behind your neck, not behind your head, but behind your neck, because you want your head to be able to go back, and you want to place a, one of these bolsters like this underneath your legs, like near your knees. You know, you can pick out where you want to position it so you can be comfortable. And then you can also get you your 10-pound sandbag. Now, if you want to really be serious about what we're doing, you would invest in some equipment. And you place your arms to the side of your body. If you don't have the sandbag, you place your hands on the abdomen like you did before. I'm going to put my arms out to the side. And then you slowly breathe in. And you hold the breath, and you slowly breathe out through the mouth. So we're going to do this 3 times. Breathe in through your nose. Open the mouth and breathe out. Close your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Open your mouth. Slowly breathe out. Now, that is called cleansing breath variation 1. Breathing in slowly and breathing out slowly. Breathing into the nose, hold it, open the mouth, breathe out through the mouth slowly. Now we're going to go into cleansing breath variation 2. So cleansing breath variation 2 means that we're going to breathe in slow, but we're going to exhale out quickly. Okay? So it's like this. It's a slow inhalation. Hold the breath, open the mouth. Gotta exhale all the air. So your goal is to be able to empty the lungs with that quick burst of exhalation. So we try it again. We breathe in. Open the mouth. Exhale. Keep everything open and powerful. Again, breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold the breath. Breathe out. Okay, now, remove the bag from your abdomen. That's why I know you are going to have a bag. But I want you to take your right hand. I want you to find your navel. You're going to place your right hand down on the lower abdomen between your navel and your pubic bone, right? You're going to place your other hand sort of on the middle part of your abdomen. So above your bone. So your left hand is above your right hand. Now, I want you to breathe in through your nose. slowly breathe out through your nose. When your hands are resting, I want you to feel a connection of energy between your hands and your abdominal area. So breathe in slowly through the nose and slowly breathe out through your nose. As you breathe in, I want you to feel your abdomen expand. I want you to bring the energy up towards the left hand and up into your chest. And then I want you to hold your breath in. Let your lungs stay expanded. Hold your breath. Then very slowly breathe out through your nose. Very slowly control the flow of breath through your nostrils. Once you release your breath, breathe in again through your nose. Slowly breathe out. Now, at this point, what you should notice is an energetic connection between your hands and your internal organs. You should feel a warm energy coming from your hands into your internal organs. The hands are able to project healing energy. So as you are breathing in and breathing out, I want you to visualize with your mind the healing energy moving from your hands and going into your internal organs, into your reproductive area down here where your right hand is located, into your prostate area, okay? The other hand is sending energy into the other organ, the liver, the kidney, the colon, and the intestines, okay? So you're going to breathe in slowly through your nose. Let the breath rise all the way up to the chest. Hold the breath. You're slowly breathing out through the nose. Feel your body sink deeper into the earth as you release tension from the entire body, especially the spinal column. Feel your spine sink deeper into the earth, into your state of relaxation. Then breathe in again through your nose. And hold your breath. Slowly breathe out. Okay? Now this is the exercise that you can do. You can do this for up to 45 minutes. Lying on the floor, relaxing, letting your body go into a state of deep relaxation. If you're going to stay in this position for an extended period of time, you can take a blanket or something, like a blanket, and you can cover your body up to keep your body warm, because sometimes you might get a little cold laying on the floor, right? And you can have your yoga mat, you can have your, some type of bolsters underneath your legs, something behind your head, behind your neck, allow your head to go back. When you put this behind underneath your neck, you allow your head to go back, which is taking pressure off of the shoulders. The muscles at the top of the shoulders are called the trapezius muscles. And so they run from the base of your skull to the side of your neck, along the top of your shoulders and into the center of your upper back. And so these are the muscles that become very tense when you're under stress. They get hard, right? Because you're holding in the tension. And so this helps to release that tension from the neck, from the shoulders. And as you release the tension from the neck and the shoulders, you are able to release tension throughout the rest of the body. So you want to be able to maintain this position, either hands on the abdomen, hands on the side of the body, for an extended period of time. So doing this a few times a week for like 45 minutes. You can build up. If you do 15 minutes, that's good too. But you want to be able to hold this position, focus on your breathing, and try to visualize the warm energy coming from your hands into your body, into your organs. Try to visualize your body going to a deep state of relaxation. Okay? So we're going to take our time, we're going to come out. We're going to, let's do it this way. We're going to try to strengthen the abdominal muscles. So we're going to bring the legs straight, and we're going to flex the feet towards the body. So you're flexing your feet, you're contracting your thigh muscles. Stretch your arms, squeeze your arm muscles, and keep your hands flat on the floor. Lift your head and shoulders as you exhale. Bring your hands above your thighs. Now exhale, squeeze your abdominal muscles. And then inhale and feel your body float up. It should be effortless, right? And then exhale and place your hands down onto your knees and let your shoulders relax. Okay? That's sort of how we come out of the Sahu pose. So that position we just did is called Sahu. The word Sahu means money. Okay? And so we're doing the money pose. Okay? Now, again, as we talked about before, men often have stiff knees and stiff ankles. So again, that's the reason why you're going to find something you sit on top of, right? And so this is how you want to sit. When you want to sit comfortable, and you want to be able to meditate. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have you hold on to your front leg, and you're going to pull, and you're going to sit up onto your sit bone. You're going to press your shoulders down. Now, very important, tongue connection. We are energy, right? We are life force. We are energy. I want you to be able to move and circulate energy and life force in your body. I want you to take the tip of your tongue and connect it to the roof of your mouth. Okay? The theory of this, what we call tongue connection, is that you have a physical body and you have a non-physical body. Within the non-physical body, you have a channel of energy that moves through the front of the body and it ends at the tip of the tongue. This is what we call the feminine energy channel. The masculine energy channel, which is the opposite. When we say masculine and feminine, we're not talking about like a man and a woman. We're just talking about two opposite qualities of energy. The feminine energy channel is in the front, ends at the tip of the tongue. The masculine energy channel runs through the back. It goes to the top of the head, and then it ends at the roof of the mouth, at the hard palate. So we connect the tip of the tongue to the middle of the hard palate. Okay? Now that's how we create a circuit of energy, by connecting those two channels. Okay? And so basically you are creating a orbital cycle of energy, right, around your body, right? And this in turn is helping to energize the internal organs. It is in turn helping to stimulate the flow of life force in this area of your body, which is where? Which is located where? It's located where your prostate. In a man, is located where the uterus. In a female, is located, right? And so your reproductive system is being stimulated. Okay? So when we breathe in, we're going to always begin your inhalation from 3 inches below the navel. Okay? So when we're doing Kemetic Yoga, it's more involved than just inhale and exhale. You got to be very focused, and we're very precise in the way that we do things. And we focus on quality assurance and best practices in your practice of yoga. Okay? On your left hand, you're going to put your thumb and forefinger together like this. Notice that my fingers are not gnarled up. I have a round circular motion configuration here, and my wrist and my last 3 fingers are straight, and I put that onto my left knee. On my right hand, I'm going to take my thumb and make it simple. I'll take my thumb. It's going to control the opening and closing of my right nostril. Now don't push your head over like this. Keep your head centered in the middle of your body and just gently close your right nostril. Your finger is going to close your left nostril. So you're going to just simply open and close your nostril. So you're going to close your right nostril with your thumb. You're going to keep your tip, you're going to do your tongue connection, keep the tip of the tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. And you're going to breathe in slowly through your left nostril. Bring your breath all the way up to your chest. Now, slowly breathe out through your left. Now, close your left nostril, open up your right. Now, breathe in to your right. Now, breathe out to your right. Close your right, open your left, and breathe in. Slowly breathe out to your left. Close your left, open your right, and breathe in. Slowly exhale out to your right. Now close your right, open your left. Breathe in through your left. Close your left nostril, open your right nostril, and breathe out through your right. Now breathe into your right. Close your right, open your left. Breathe out slowly through your left. Breathe in through your left. Close your left, open your right. Exhale out through your right. Breathe in through your right. Close your right, open your left. Exhale out through your left. Now, let's remove the right hand from the nose. Put your thumb and your four fingers together and put your right wrist to your right knee. And then breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. Then breathe in and breathe out. Now place your right hand on your lower abdomen, right below your navel. Place your left hand on the back of your right hand. Now, within your mind, in your thought, I want you to create this image. This is called visualization, healing visualization. Focus on the area from the navel down to the pubic bone. And when you breathe in, visualize life force and energy entering into that area of your body. When you breathe out, visualize any negative conditions leaving from that area of your body. As you breathe in, let your abdomen expand. As you exhale, I want you to send energy from through your arms into your hands and penetrate into the abdomen. When you breathe in, I want you to visualize health coming into the abdomen. So let's visualize the word health, H-E-L, H-E-A-L-T-H. As you exhale, visualize the energy moving from your hands into the abdominal area. Keeping the tip of the tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Okay? Now, let's let your eyes open. Now, so again, everything that we're doing is automatically having a positive effect upon all of your organs, all of your reproductive organs, whether you're male or female. But then we can also target areas of the body. So right now with the hands here, we are targeting the reproductive system. We are targeting the prostate gland. We can do the same thing. We can take the hands and we can place them like this. Find your lower back and find that area between your ribs and your pelvis, that fleshy area in your back. That's where your kidneys are located. So you take your hands like this and you're going to put down behind your back. And I want you to find that fleshy area and I want you to rub it until it gets warm. You see that? You're rubbing it. You feel that warm sensation come down, right? Rub it. You're sending energy into the kidneys because the kidneys are related to the reproductive system, right? The kidneys are related to the prostate gland. The kidneys are related to the bladder, okay? Kidneys are related to urinary tract. The kidneys are also related to certain emotions that we have. So we want to keep the kidneys healthy. First thing we have to do is make sure we drink sufficient amounts of water. But rub the kidneys, rub them, make that area warm. And then keep your hands back there. And the same thing we did before with the hands on the abdomen. We're going to breathe in and out. We're going to send energy from the hands into the kidneys. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. And then we slowly breathe out, project the energy from the hands into the kidneys. I want you to feel that sensation. And then breathe in. And then breathe out. And breathe in. And then breathe out. And again, breathe in. Expand your abdomen. Expand all the way into your back. Expand your kidney area against the palms of your hands. And then slowly breathe out. Let's try it 3 more times. When you breathe in, I want you to feel yourself breathe into your kidney area. So you're sort of pressing that area where your kidneys are against your hands. So breathe in. And then breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Okay? Rebel, just circular motion with the heel of your hands. Okay? And so now we have energized the kidneys. Next, I want you to add a little bit more to that. We're going to take the hands, we're going to put it right on the side, right on the, what do you call them, the love handles, right on that area there. We're going to breathe in, we're going to breathe out, we're going to move backward and forward, right? In a sort of circle, like a circular backward and forward motion. You see that? It's you guys stimulated me to have to belch because it's stimulating your digestive system. And so you want to feel that warm energy, that warm sensation on your abdominal area, on your liver, your stomach area. So your liver's on one side, the stomach on the other side, the colon, the ascending colon, the descending colon. You see that? So you're affecting those organs. Then you like this, make a circular motion. The heel of your hand on your abdomen, circular motion right in the middle. So my navel is here, my sternum is there, so right in that midsection, making that circular motion. And so we're stimulating digestion, we're stimulating elimination. You know, when you finish with this, you may feel yourself having a need to use the bathroom. You may feel like some slight burps or little belches coming up because you're releasing you know air pockets and um, gaseous deposits that can be built up in the digestive system. Okay, so those are those small exercises you can do that'll help with all the internal organs. So when people say, well, what can I do for my prostate? You can't just look at one organ. You have to look at all the organs. All the organs are connected. The liver, the kidneys, um, the bladder, all of those organs, they all work together, right? And so we have to do things that's going to work all of the internal organs. Okay? Now, there's a few postures I want to be able to do. Now, we talked about making modifications to some of our postures to make them more amenable to men who may not have the full range of flexibility yet, right? So, what I want to do is, first of all, get the body warmed up a little bit. So I'm going to move out, so feeling out the way. So we're going to warm up a bit. So come onto your mat. And we are going to lay down on the stomach, lay down on the abdomen, lay down on the front part of the body, with the chin, put the hands on the floor, put your chin on the back of the hands. And we're going to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your hands and place them next to your chest, on point your feet. Breathe in, lift. Now you're going to come up to about 3/4 of the way. And then when you exhale, you come up the rest of the way. So what do I want to do? I want my arms to lock. I want my chest to lift, shoulders to flatten, my head to come up. From here, I'm going to fold my toes. I'm going to lift my knees. And as I breathe in, I'm going to push up. I'm going to take my left foot forward, my right foot forward. And as I exhale, I'm going to push backwards against the heel of my hands. Straighten my arms, straighten my back, straighten my legs. Come into a pyramid position, very coot. When I breathe in, I'm going to come up to the balls of my feet. And when I exhale, I'm going to touch my knees down. Then my head comes up and I look forward. I point the toes. I place the insteps down. Then I place the right hand in front of the right knee, the left hand in front of the left knee. And I sit down into the cheetah position. Then I place the right forearm down and the left forearm down. Right? Into Heru Yamaki. Sphinx position. Breathe in, breathe out. And this is our sun salutation for the men. Modification, elbows up, we breathe in, we breathe out as we transfer the weight from knees to hands, we keep the chest up. Then we inhale, we lift, and we exhale and we arch. And then we fold the toes underneath. We lift the knees, we breathe in and we lift up. Adjust the feet. We exhale and we push back. We try to get the heels to the mat. We breathe in, we rise up to the balls of the feet. We slowly exhale the knees down. We let the head come up. We point the feet, we place the insteps down. This time we transition into Mesu Heru, or the child pose. So we exhale, we bend the knees, we put the buttocks to the heels, we bring the chest to the thighs, and then we keep the arms lifting, and we bring the forehead down towards the floor. And we breathe in, and then we breathe out. We breathe in, and then we breathe out. Okay? Now, each one of these postures that we're doing is having specific therapeutic effects upon our internal organs, right? So, for example, when we make our transition, we're going to go into Wajet, or the cobra position. So when I'm coming here, my elbows are up, my face is close to the mat. As I make my transition, I'm strengthening my arms. I lift up, I'm strengthening my chest, my arms, my back, and my shoulders. I'm causing my lungs to become larger and stronger. From here, I fold the toes and I lift the knees. As I breathe in, I push the hips up. I take my left foot forward, my right foot forward, and as I exhale, I push backwards. I straighten my arms, straighten my legs, and I breathe in, expand the abdomen. As I breathe in, I exhale and contract the abdomen. When I breathe in, I come up to the balls of my feet. When I exhale, I bring the knees down. Okay, so watch that again. When I come here, I'm not on the tips of my toes. I want my toes to stay flat. I want to bring the balls of my feet to the floor. And as I exhale, I am increasing the arch in the bottom of the feet, and then I'm putting pressure on the parts of the feet that reflex, from a reflexology perspective, correspond from the throat to the top of the head. So the eyes, the ears, the thyroid gland, pineal gland, all the different structures within the brain are all being stimulated simply because I'm sitting like this and I'm bringing my knees down. Then I point and I place my insteps down. I place my right hand here, my left hand here, and I sit down. We call this the cheetah position. So we want to bend the knees. We want to get some more extra flexibility in the knees and also in the ankles. And we're sitting up. So you want to straighten your arms, sit up to here. You know, so I've seen little statues in ancient Egypt of the cheetah, the animal called the cheetah, and they have them sitting like this. This is how they like to sit. And then from this, we make a transition into the Sphinx position. The proper name for the Sphinx is Heru Akhet. The right arm comes down. The left arm comes down. We place the forearms down. We keep both the arms parallel to each other. And we breathe in and we breathe out. So what's happening in this position, physiologically, what's going on? The abdomen is pressing against the thighs. By pressing the abdomen against the thighs, we are massaging the internal organs. When we say the term massaging the internal organs, that means that the organs are expanding and contracting. The abdomen expands with the inhalation, and the abdomen contracts with the exhalation, thus causing the internal organs to expand and contract. So again, we're breaking up any old deposits that may be trapped in the organs. We are releasing old blood from the organs, allowing new blood to come in and take its place, right? So we are helping the prostate gland. This is a posture which is having a positive effect upon the prostate gland. It's a posture that's having a positive effect upon the uterus. It's a posture that's having a positive effect upon the kidneys, the intestines, the colon, the pancreas, the spleen, the liver, all of those, the stomach, all of those organs and more are receiving benefit because we are in this position and we're breathing, inhaling, exhaling, and contracting, right? And then we also want to strengthen our body. So we're strengthening the muscles of the arms, the chest, the shoulders, and the back. When we make our transition, when I extend my arms, I'm spreading my fingers and I'm lifting the elbows and I put my face close to the mat and I breathe in and I slowly exhale. Exhale, exhale. When I get to here, I begin to inhale and I lift. Once I lift up, I exhale, and I'm going to lock the strength into my arms, my chest, my back, and my shoulders. So this is better than doing a bench press because you're working with your own body weight. Then you fold your toes, you lift your knees, and then you breathe in, you push up. And then you adjust your feet, left foot, right foot. Because what is your goal? Your goal is to push against your hands and push backwards to try to get your heels to the mat. Why do we want the heels to come to the mat? Because we want to feel a lifting in all the muscles throughout the back of the legs, throughout the spine, and the hips. We come up the hill, we breathe in, we exhale, we let the hair come up, we breathe in, we point the feet. And then as we exhale, we ease backwards into what we call Master Yirser Ra. This is simply child pose. So Master Yirser Ra, Mesuheru, is our name for child pose. Kemetic name for child pose. And again, what's happening? We call these types of positions restorative, right? So in yoga in general, we would call the child pose position a restorative position. There are different different ways of doing a child pose. You can do it this way, which is one way that I enjoy. We can do it this way, or we can put the hands into a pyramid shape, and we can do it that way. Okay. So variations of your child pose is arms stretched out, arms at the side, forehead to the mat, hands in pyramid, forehead inside the middle of the pyramid. Okay? So those are some basic postures that we can do to awaken the body, to stimulate the circulation of blood in the internal organs, to help the organs to function better, including the prostate gland, right? So don't ask me at the end, what can I do for the prostate gland? Everything we're doing is for the prostate gland, okay? Now, once you get here, I want you to fold your toes underneath your feet. And we're going to work on opening up our toes. A lot of people, whether they're male or female, have problems with this position. You want to be able to sit. Now, suppose you do have a lot of issues with sitting. When you sit, you want to be able to sit like this, right? Now, suppose you have issues. Suppose this is uncomfortable. So, you put your hands here, and you want to use the hands to control your weight. And then you only ease back as far as your body will allow you to go comfortably. So if you need to keep your hands here, that's fine. You keep your hands here and you control your weight. Every time that you practice, which means every day, because you should practice on a daily basis. You try to go a little bit further, you try to become a little bit more comfortable. Also, if you find yourself having a lot of difficulty sitting on your toes, you may need to change your diet. You may need to take the opportunity to go into a cleansing program, which means that you're going to detoxify your body. You're going to release waste from your colon. Everybody should know what the colon is, colon. The colon is 6 feet long. That's the pathway in your body where your waste moves through. And so oftentimes the colon can become congested with waste. So we might need to release. But the more we release, the more we cleanse, the more we detoxify, the easier it is to get into your movements, into your posture. Okay? So we call this position Sesh Pose Variation 1. We transition from Sesh Pose Variation 1, we call this Sesh Pose Variation 2, rather. You breathe in, you come out, you exhale, and you come here. Then you lift your feet and you wiggle your toes. For every posture that we do, there's an opposite posture. So you point your feet, you place your insteps down, and you go into Sesh Pose Variation 3. Again, you use the hands. This is normally easier for people to do than sitting up on the toes. But you want to try to master the postures, which are harder to do because you want to challenge yourself to change your body and to allow your body to accommodate itself. So this is Sesh Pose Variation 3. The word Sesh, S-E-S-H, means scribe. So this is one of the sitting positions that the priest of ancient Egypt who wrote the Medu Neter, who wrote the hieroglyphs. Sorry. This is one of the positions that they sat in. And let me turn this off. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is one of the positions that they sat in, like this. And then we're going to go into Merkut. Merkut is the word for pyramid. So we got make a pyramid with the hands. We bring the hands down to the mat and we breathe in. And as we exhale, we lay the forehead into the pyramid. And so we call this Merkut Nesu Heru, pyramid child pose. Merkut, pyramid, Nesu Heru is child pose. We breathe in and we breathe out. And again, this is massaging the internal organs, right? So the internal organs are receiving a nice massage. These are the things that you have to do. Now, we're going to come up into our hands and knees. And we're going to go into a modified version of the pose of immortality. Now, the way I learned how to do this modified version of the pose of immortality is that I took a group over to Egypt. And while we was practicing yoga, there was some really big, healthy brothers, right? And they had a lot of issues with their knees and their ankles. And so while we was practicing pose of immortality, I told them, well, don't try it, just sit down and wait until you get to the next pose. But they insisted on doing it anyway. And so when I looked at them, they had made up their own version. I said, okay, but this must be a version for men to do, but they don't have a lot of flexibility in their knees and ankles. So this is what they did. They came up like this. So this is my left leg, this is my right leg, right? So you come up like this. So normally in pose of immortality, you would sit down like this. Come to here, here, inhale to here, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and then exhale, right? But that might be hard, right? So your alternative is to come here. And instead of sitting all the way down, you stay up to here. You bring your hands together, you breathe in, and you exhale to your left. Bring your fingertips together with your palms facing your chest. And as you breathe in, you open your arms. And as you exhale, you make your fists. And you breathe in, and you slowly turn your head to the right. As you breathe in, you bring your chin over your chest. And as you exhale, you turn, you look towards your left. Then turn your head back to the center. And it's hard to keep your balance, right? You breathe in, and you exhale, fists together. Open up your palms. Breathe in and then breathe out. Okay? So that's your modified positive immortality on the left side. Now you'll do the same thing on the right side. So we come here, start off like this. Take the left foot, bring it up. Bring the palms in front of the chest. We breathe in, we exhale out to the right. Bring the fingertips together, and as we inhale, we open. And as we exhale, we make fists. We breathe in, we exhale, we turn the head to the left. So we want to open up the neck, get all the vertebrae out of the neck, stimulate all the glands and organs in the throat. And then with the inhalation, we turn the head back to the center. And with the exhalation, we look to the right. So you want to turn the head in both directions. And then you turn your head back to the center. And you breathe in. And then exhale. Hands back. Breathe in. Exhale down. Okay? So let's try it on the other side. So let's try it again. Okay? So we're going to keep the left leg here. We're going to put the right leg here. This is the right leg. Okay? You bring the palms together in front of the chest into the prayer position. You breathe in. And we slowly turn to the left with the exhalation. We bring fingertips together, palms facing the chest. And then we inhale. And then we exhale, make fists. And then we breathe in. And we exhale and turn the head to the right. Open up the neck. Stimulate all of the nerves that go into the cervical spine. And then we breathe in. Now we exhale. We turn the head to the center. And then we breathe in. And then we exhale. Okay, now we're doing some wrong. We breathe in. And then we exhale. Open up the palms. Breathe in. Exhale down. One more time. We're going to switch, go to the opposite side. Okay? Left foot up, right leg down. Palms together into prayer position. We breathe in. We exhale to the right. Fingertips here. We breathe in. We exhale, make fists. We breathe in. We exhale, turn the head to the left. We breathe in. We exhale, turn the head to the right. Turn the head to the center. Breathe in, turn. Exhale. Palms together. Open the hands, settle the arms in front of the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay? Now, let's float the toes. Let's have a seat. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay? Now, that was the pose of immortality. And what I want to do also, in the amount of time that we have left, is so to talk a little bit about some nutritional items, right? And so last week I was trying to think of a herb that's good for the prostate gland, right? Because you want to use herbs as an alternative to drugs. A lot of men, a lot of black men, they get prostate cancer, and by the time your the condition of your prostate turns to cancer, that means that you have had a very poor condition taking place in that area for a long, long time. So by the time it gets to be cancer, men often opt to have their prostate glands removed. Okay, and so they may or may not get rid of the cancer, but it's also getting rid of your prostate gland. So what I recommend is that you don't let it get to that point. I recommend that you live a lifestyle that does not promote cancer of the prostate or any other part of your body. Now, I'm not trying to make men feel guilty, because if you have had or prostate cancer, it's not like just that easy that, like, oh, if you didn't eat the way you ate, you wouldn't have it. I don't really mean it like that. Because sometimes some things are just unavoidable, right? So, but you want to do as much as you can to avoid having those problems. Okay. And so doing the movements, doing the postures, managing your stress is important. Also, there's a herb called saw palmetto, right? SAWPALMETTO, saw palmetto. That is the herb that is good for reducing swelling or inflammation in the prostate gland. Okay, saw palmetto. You can get it as a standalone herb. You can get it in a powdered form. It may come into it like in a capsule. You can get it as a tincture. So you can go to your natural food provider and you can get it wherever you go and you buy your herbs or whatever. You can go online and Google saw palmetto, and you might be able to find it online. But get it in a tincture form, which is like a concentrated extract of the herb itself. You can get it in a powder form, where they take the plant and they powder it, and they put the powder into capsules, right? So saw palmetto. Other herbs that you can take that will reduce inflammation in your body in general are ginger combined with turmeric. Okay, so ginger and turmeric. Turmeric is spelled Turmeric. Turmeric. They work together, right? And so they are anti-inflammatories. So if you have swelling, if you have discomfort in your joints or in different parts of your body, if you have extra congestion in your lungs, your respiratory system, and your internal organs, ginger and turmeric mixed together. The way I normally do it is I have a juicer. I have a citrus juicer. I juice lemons, limes, oranges, and grapefruits. I make citrus juice. I mix the juice with water. I put a little honey. If you don't like honey, you put agave, which is a sweetener. Especially if you have something like diabetes, you don't want to have a lot of honey. You may want to use agave, because agave has a low glycemic index. And so that low glycemic index means that it's not going to raise your blood sugar. Okay? And I blend it all up together. I get the fresh root of the ginger plant. I get the fresh root of the turmeric plant, and I put these in the blender with the liquid, and I blend it all up together, and then I strain out whatever is excess from the root, and I drink that, you know, and it helps to cleanse off the mucous membranes from the head, the sinuses, um, the throat, the chest. It helps to push waste out, so you have a good bowel movement after you drink this stuff, Um, so and then if you have like sore knees, sore elbows, sore shoulders, stiffness in your body, it's going to help to eliminate those negative conditions. Okay, so saw palmetto specifically for the prostate gland in men. Um, Fresh citrus juices blended up with fresh ginger root, fresh turmeric root. Okay, blend those all up together, and then there's also other types of foods, what I call superfoods, that you can use to put into your to make your smoothie. One of the main things that you can use is called let's see that bee pollen, right? So this is your bee pollen. So I'm always kind of surprised that people don't really know um, bee pollen, but that's bee pollen. And so, what is bee pollen? Bee pollen is the pollen. It's flower pollen. It's the flower. It's the pollen from the flower that the bees go to the flower and they gather the pollen. And the pollen is like powder, right? But they take the flower. They take the pollen and they form it into like a little pellet. So you see these little pellets, right? And then they fly these pellets back to their hive, and they use this to make honey, right? So the pollen from the flower is formed into like a little pellet, is taken back to the hive, and is used to make honey. They use it to make regular honey like we drink, and they make another honey which is only for the queen bee called royal jelly, right? And the royal jelly is very expensive. So most people don't buy royal jelly, but the royal jelly is made for the queen bee because she needs a tremendous amount of energy to allow her to be able to lay so many eggs and to reproduce all of the bees, because all the bees come from the queen, right? So that's what bee pollen is. And so as a consequence, bee pollen has everything in it that you need, right? It has all of your amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. I think it's like 21 or 22 amino acids. You have 7 essential amino acids, meaning you need those 7 amino acids in order to produce what they call protein. And bee pollen has all of them in it. Bee pollen also has your B complex vitamins. B complex vitamins are those vitamins, especially vitamin B12, which are needed to maintain um, to give you enough B vitamins so that you can maintain your mental and emotional stability. B complex helps your body to convert carbohydrates into glucose, right? So say you eat some oatmeal, or say you eat a piece of bread, or eat some brown rice or some beans, or you eat a corn tortilla. That is carbohydrates, right? But they have to be converted into a form called glucose so that your body can actually absorb it, and your body, your muscles of your body, and your brain, your nervous tissue uses glucose for energy, right? Your brain uses about 20% of the energy that your body produces from the food that you eat, right? And so this has your B complex vitamins and your amino acids. This is also the bee pollen also has various substances in it that strengthen your prostate gland, that strengthen your reproductive system, and it increases male energy, male virility, and male vitality, right? So if you are a male who may be having problems with, in the sexual area, with having energy, bee pollen, mixing it in with your smoothie can help to alleviate that problem. It's going to give you more energy. Now, that's not the only reason to take bee pollen. The main reason to take bee pollen because it helps to maintain your overall health. It gives you energy. Like I like to exercise. I like to go to the gym and exercise. I like to ride my bike, so I might ride my bike 30, 40, 50 miles. So I use bee pollen. I take my bee pollen along with my other energy ingredients before I go on a bike ride when it's warm outside because I live in Chicago. The other herb, which is good, is called moringa. Okay, so you can easily get now. This moringa is in this little jar right here because I got it from Ghana, right? So I got it from a local natural food store in Ghana, and moringa is a plant. You could maybe ever see a little picture of it there. It's like leaves, right? But moringa has leaves. It has like a bud. It has like you got bark and you got root. You got all kind of different parts. But the main part that I know of is the leaf. And so this is the leaf that has been um, it has been dried and it has been ground up into a powder. And so you would take this and you would mix it in with your juice along with your bee pollen, and you have a very powerful juice. So you get your so ideally when you make juice, you want to make juice fresh. So you can use fresh citrus fruits, or you could use fresh apple or some other type of fruit, right? And you want to make fresh juice. Why? Because the juice contains enzymes, the juice contains vitamin C. Because you need enzymes, because enzymes do what? Enzymes are what we call catalysts. Catalysts are substances that cause actions to take place, right? They cause, everything that needs to happen for your body to do what it needs to do. It needs a catalyst. It needs some kind of spark, something to kick it off. And that's what enzymes do. And then vitamin C. Every biological or biochemical process in your body involves vitamin C. And vitamin C is not stored by your body, just like B complex is not stored by your body. So that means you got to get something every day that has B complex and has vitamin C. Okay? Because again, it's not stored. So if you get your fresh citrus juice every day and you mix it up with your bee pollen and your moringa and other types of what I call superfoods that you can get, you're going to get all the stuff that your body needs, you know. And so you need to have vitamin C. Vitamin C causes your body to be able to absorb B complex. Okay. Vitamin C allows your body to absorb calcium. Vitamin C allows your body to absorb iron, right? So you need to have vitamin C. Vitamin C is a cleanser. Um, It's a detoxifier. Vitamin C stimulates your immune system. Vitamin C breaks up mucus deposits within your body. Vitamin C is like a tremendous nutrient. And again, vitamin C and B complex, they in the category of nutrients called water soluble. That means they're not stored by your body. That means you got to get them every day into your system. Okay. So you can go to your local natural food store. You can get you some moringa, Moringa, moringa. You can go online, you can look it up, you can Google it, you can find somebody online that sells it. You can get your bee pollen the same way. You can either go to the store, natural food store, if you have one that you prefer, or you can order it online. Okay. Now, these are things you may have a harder time finding. You may have to go to maybe an Asian market or maybe an African market or some type of a marketplace where they get stuff that comes from other countries. So this is called tiger nut powder, right? And so tiger nut powder is something that I got this from Ghana also. And so the men in Ghana, they claim that this is something that gives you more sexual power, right? So they use this for sexual energy. Now, when I recommend these things, I'm not recommending it for that purpose. You can use it for that purpose. That's what you need it for. But as a human being, you need to have energy. So when I'm going to ride my bike, I want to have extra energy that I can use to move out on the bike, right? And so Tiger Nut helps you to do that, okay? And so this is just one other, it may be hard for you to find, but it's called Tiger Nut, okay? And you can actually find it if you go online or if you go to one of these markets or something where they sell products that come from that comes from Africa or comes from other parts of the world, okay? So those are my recommendations. Primarily the moringa, because it's easy to get, and the bee pollen, which is even more easier to get than the moringa. Okay, and so you make your smoothies, you make your protein drinks using those products, and you will have a good outcomes for your prostate, for your liver, your kidneys, and all the functioning of your body. Okay, and so before we end, I want to find out, do anybody have any specific questions? Somebody's asked me, do I have a channel? I don't know. This is my channel, yogaskills.com/yoga. YouTube.com/yogaskills. That is our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/yogaskills. Okay. So I don't see any questions so far. So I know as soon as I try to stop, somebody's going to answer about 10 questions. All right, but we're gonna end there. I'm gonna say Hotep. So I must have did such a great job that I covered everything, and so there was no reason for anybody to have any types of questions. So I thank you, and I will see you next time. Hotep, Uncle Justin.